Hello, y'all. So I am here to do an impromptu review because I actually got a head on my YouTube. I'll give y'all a backstory. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I haven't done videos in over 2 weeks because these trifling neighbors of mine blew my meter and I had to spend a good week at a hotel. Another week I took it out here without no power at all because these darn gonna try to siphon our power, blew the meter, could caused the whole apartments to be darn gonna set on fire. PWC just finally darn gonna got our stuff installed last night, honey. Last night finally got the power. I got the power. So yeah, y'all, it's taking me a minute to get back into the swing of things, but I'm hella late on certain reviews and stuff. But this was not the review that I was expecting to do. I was expecting to come and do another show because I thought they wasn't going to have a reunion. Turns out they did. It's a mix of being on somebody's show that we actually learn is a part of production and all this, that, and the third. But we first start off with who's not going to be there. So they say Benji Fetch, who I don't even remember him, Saber, Giovanni, who was only like in 2 or 3 episodes, and Robin Banks, who is Farrah. Oh, well, wait a minute. So we just using people's government? I'm assuming they at least got permission for her to use her government or whatnot, because throughout the commercials, we do see that she's actually in some movie productions with Lando, so I'm assuming that she's going by her first name now, just like K. Michelle now goes by Kimberly. But they're not going to be a part of the show. Now, I'm trying to figure out why they didn't include my boo, Rico, the main person that drew me to the doggone show, the person who I think is the head honcho any doggone way. And I might be biased with saying that, but doggone Rico is single-handedly the person who has the most, he's like the Tammy Roman. Has been like on literally everything and whatnot. It's like, I say doggone Rico was the doggone draw. And that's not even just for me. I don't know. Maybe he might be coming in on on part 2 of the reunion. I guess doggone Rico, I guess you going to be on doggone Lauryn Hill time for this reunion too. You was on Lauryn Hill for doggone, what was it that you was late to? Was it I want to say it was the Circle Atlanta. Hell, we don't even know about doggone Web Life because y'all didn't make it past episode 2. You was on time for chasing, but see, then again, and Dario don't play that shit. So it was like it was what it was. But we start off with darn Coach that name and darn Tay G getting into it over this darn Tay being a little bit cocky and arrogant. I'm sorry, Rico, I know that's your boo now. But honey, you know when I'm in reviewer mode, ain't nobody's above a darn critique from DivaWuan. Don't take it personally, Tay. But honey, Coach Danae was right to say that, yeah, you was being arrogant. You was being darn cocky. It's like you could have chose somebody. But I understand where Tay is coming from, but he could have worded that a little bit better. It was coming as, because you did shade the folks, honey. Now, you could have just said, well, as an artist who I feel confident in myself, I'm not going to put nobody above me. That was fine. Everything else that you said about people's, vocal skills is like, well, honey, Coach Danae is the darn vocal coach. Honey, leave it to the actual person who does that for a living to darn critique the folks on their darn musical prowess, what they could do better, this, that, and the third. So yeah, Tay, you got to eat the L on that. You just got to hold the L on that one, honey. So pretty much we get some more flashbacks. So this is like 48 minutes total, y'all. So, but you're disagreeing with her just now? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'm trying to see what it, because nothing really stood out to me except for this part at the end, but I'm trying my best to hold off and save that for last since they saved that for last. And then they got their shit darn on so low where I don't even think y'all going to be able to hear it. Now, I will say the darn on host look mighty handsome, honey. Although I'm going to regret that compliment later because sonny, she acts the complete asshole. But I'm going to do this review in darn chronological order. I done already gave my summary of this season. It was a C-. Like, it could have did more. And then, hell, it doesn't help that the main heavy hitters that really woke the shit up ain't there, honey. Darn on the biggest scene was darn on Freya and oh, that's sad. Darn on getting Rico riled up about Nicki Minaj. Honey, y'all say something bad about Nicki Minaj. Honey, that'd be the number one thing to get Rico darn on panties in a bunch, honey. And then, especially if you darn gonna say somebody like Cardi B. Now, you could have darn gonna presented a good argument if you would have said somebody like Missy Elliott, MC Light, or Little Kim, or somebody of that caliber. Somebody that actually does, write and darn gonna actually has some sort of musical prowess that isn't just manufactured. But honey, y'all had the audacity to insult darn on Nicki Minaj in favor of Cardi B. So that huge scene is like they talk about it, but it's like, well, hell, the two main people that it affected, they ain't there. Now I don't know if Giovanni at the time was darn on record. Now they said the folks wasn't there because they decided not to darn on they broke contracts or something. And it's like, y'all got contracts and y'all don't even get paid for this shit. Like what contracts? Like what did they break? Because it's not like they could have told us any darn on spoilers because y'all didn't really give us nothing for it to be a darn on spoiler. The show was okay, 32 minutes in. Now, mind you, this is only 48 minutes long. The only thing that's sticking out to me is darn on Coach Danae and darn on Tay G going at it once again. Oh, sorry, y'all. I forgot I got my mic. I'm so used to just using the audio from the phone. I cannot stand this. Did I not mention that I cannot stand this fucking editing? Like, it's just so amateur, choppy. And then the song. Okay, I might be nitpicking on that one. I might be in the minority on that one, but it's like between that irritating darn going at the most awkward times and whatnot, it's like it doesn't transition out properly enough for me. Now, granted, they just starting out, so I don't expect for them to have any sponsors. I mean, can you really charge anybody anything? And y'all, I mean, hell, y'all views are about in my category. Hell, I got some videos that make more than y'all, and I sit, not to toot my own horn, but y'all know I sit here in my busted ass little old apartment or whatnot. But we're going to get to, why they say the views are low in a minute, honey. Y'all ain't going to believe this shit.
Comparing to an artist who's done that, who's transitioned, like Valley Music, he started gospel and transition. So I feel like it's a little shady. And then let me be very clear. I really, honestly, like I said, if you go back to the first episode, she didn't know I was going to be focused like that. She did. Oh. She did. She did. And so when I hit that stage and I did what I did, she thought she had everything. Like, oh, I'm going to play a flip. And so when I got up there and I did my thing.
Okay, so he's in his feelings about Freya's comments about him being a Christian artist and whatnot. And it's like, okay, at the end of the day, you sing, you prove the bitch wrong or whatnot. You still here. She decided no longer to be there, point blank, period. I mean, I just, at this point in my life, I can't bring myself to darn gonna get riled up or give energy to stuff petty like this. Like, who gives a fuck? Now, granted, you know I'm not an artist, so y'all take that with a grain of salt. I know they say artists sensitive about their shit.
Because the entire night, the cameras didn't catch it, but the entire night, Freya kept coming up to me. Oh, you did 10 minutes. Oh, you did 7 songs. You did this. Oh, dog. And she kept saying. And let me make this very clear too. So after the performance, let me clear this. I'm gonna clear this real quick. This is why I felt the way. After the performances, everybody on this cast came up to me and told me how amazing I did. I walked into Freya.
Now let me say this, Lando. Don't get to striking my shit. Cause I got some darn shit to talk about in a minute. And I can see your ass being equally petty saying, well, bitch, yeah, you use my audio. I'm giving darn commentary. Matter of fact, I might need to edit in the darn the fair use darn notice, cause honey, they ain't gonna like me by the time I darn finish saying what I have to say about this darn episode. But I do agree with him. Freya darn was being petty her damn self.
So you're not gonna tell me you're not shading me by saying Dr.
Yeah, she was being shady talking about Donnie McClurkin. This was the most funniest part out of this whole darn thing right here, was him talking about darn Freya. Now, it would have been hella interesting to see what they banter would have been like back and forth. Honey, we thought darn Coach Danae and Tay was cutting the rug, honey. Honey, y'all know how Freya gets down. Now, this is what pissed me off. Now, this is what's going to cause me to go on a rant for probably like the next 15 minutes. I'm not going to give them too much, hopefully. Because they, Lord knows, they ain't really gave us nothing this whole season. And this is not even no slight to the darn folks on the show. Because it's like, the folks are talented. But it's like, I feel like it falls on production. The way the shit was sliced and edited. Stuff abruptly cut. Like, I feel like there wasn't enough proper setup for darn success. Because this is one of the cases where the people are actually talented, but their talents are not being displayed properly, if that makes sense. Normally, when a show fails like this, it's usually like the folks ain't shit. And I'm not even going to name drop the shows or the ones where I just looked at them and I paid them dust. Notice if I ain't reviewed the show, 9 times out of 10 I saw it and I kept the darn moving. This show I actually found up some interest, and not just because of my boo Rico. Now Rico, you know, Cassadine, my good sis, was the main draw for me to darn come to the show. But I'm still reviewing this even absent of darn Rico. So that goes to show that I still darn found the other folks somewhat interesting, despite the fact that they talents are not being showcased properly. I had to go on their social media really to darn get a feel of who they are or whatnot, because I just didn't really see enough. But this is where this producer pissed me off. It's like, so we decide to spend 20% of the show. This show is 48 minutes and 5 seconds. I timestamped it. You start this shit right around right at the 39-minute mark of you bringing in darn Ike. And I'm sorry, Ike. I have no choice but to darn bring your name up into this, because they done broke the wall and done brought the name in it. And I'll be remiss if I still speak in code and these folks up on here saying the darn name. So now y'all have context of why I felt even conflicted on even reviewing the show. Because y'all know Ike is somebody I have the utmost darn respect for. And once again, the same thing for Rico. So I was like, oh my goodness. On one end, I don't want to darn piss off Ike by darn reviewing a show that is intentionally darn using his likeness against his darn will, simply because, and I don't even know why, but we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, they're using his likeness, and Rico, on the other hand, is just caught in the crossfire, just being a part of the cast that don't got nothing to do with the backstory between darn Ike and Lando. So for y'all that don't know, both of them used to be on G status. Both of them used to be an item for like 2.5 seconds, and shit didn't go well. None of us was there to know the backstory on why stuff didn't go well. You know, it just is what it is. So fast forward a couple years later, you know, we got Lando with this show. He's doing his thing. Now, he's been doing his thing. He got movies and stuff out there. He's almost similar to like, you know, Lester, a.k.a. Nunu. So it's like I congratulate him on that sense, you know, being successful in his business endeavors, and not only that, but being artistic enough to highlight other artists' talents or whatnot. That is to be commendable. But this is where I got to give you the motherfucking side eye, Lando. It's like, why did you feel the need to darn not edit darn? That's why I say this shit is fucking lazy darn editing. All this could have been avoided if you would have simply cut Ike out. Like, I understand that, and you know, no offense Tay G and no offense Rico, because I know that's your boo. So don't come windmilling your good sis over here, because I got to darn mention that Tay G could have darn done without being in the episode. Hell, we didn't see Giovanni for half the damn season. Darn Tay G still cared enough where he would not have been lost in the sauce. He's enough of a personality on the show where he could have been without that. He could have been absent that whole episode or whatnot. I mean, the fact that that's the only thing they had to show was that interview. It's like I said, it's lazy darn editing, because I know Tay G has a lot more going for him. He probably had like several different interviews that week. He probably had a whole bunch of other stuff that they could have used, but for whatever reason, they decided to be gun-ho on that particular interview. And it's like, okay, even if you wanted to use that particular interview, did we even have to use the parts where darn Ike was even talking? Like, y'all could have just cut, like, there was a way where you could have just cut him out completely. Now, I know it might have, and actually, it wouldn't even been too difficult to actually blur him out. Like, I understand how frustrating it is to go through the difficulty of darn blurring people out, because it's not as easy as what some people think it is. But in this case, it actually really was that easy, because Ike and them was sitting down. They were stationary in one place. Versus when you're trying to blur somebody out that's up and moving or whatnot, people don't know that if somebody is moving, you got to stop that clip and you got to darn adjust that blur for each part of their move. Like, if I move like this, I have to pause this clip, and then I move over here, I got to pause the clip and then adjust the darn blur over here to make sure my face stays blurred out or whatnot. The blur does not follow the person. So I can understand how that would be a pain in the ass to edit somebody like that. But like I said, the scene was so fucking short that even if you was to cut the whole scene, it really wouldn't have darn change the trajectory of the damn show. Because that scene could have been left out. Like, it wasn't pertinent to the show at all. So the fact that you felt gun-ho to still put the shit up and up again, is like after the first time it got flagged down, you couldn't have darn just simply say, okay, let me go ahead and just darn take this 3 minutes out. No, instead, your ass wanted to be petty at the expense of your darn cast members and darn put the shit up after you was properly notified. Now, Tay, this is where I got to give you some pushback, because I did look in the Twitter streets. Now, you say you only knew something of it. Now, I'm trying to figure out, like, how you don't know the full story, and Ike supposed to be your brother, but neither here nor there. Maybe that's the cancer and Ike being secretive or whatnot. Once again, I'm trying to play devil advocates on all parts. But it's like, it's hard to believe that Ike didn't tell you that he darn actually did reach out or whatnot. So you saying that they was both acting like high schoolers, they was refusing to call each other up on the phone or whatnot. Now my thing is this: if you know that they had a personal relationship and the relationship is sour, where it's like they no longer amicable, they're not friends. As a business person, I'm not calling somebody up just because I know of them in the past. As a professional, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my people that are going to reach out to your people if you have people. If you darn on a one-man show, my people will just reach out to your darn to you personally and darn going to give you a formal email. I'm not going to give you the grace of a damn phone call. So it's like that was asking too much. Talking about they could have talked on the phone. Well, I didn't want to talk to the person on the phone, and he shouldn't have to. If he darn gave a formal darn email response, he gave some form of communication that he did not like his likeness to be used. Lando should have simply honored that, point blank, period. Now, Ayo Rashawn, now you want to darn call yourself throwing a jab talking about somebody fucking want to fuck Bobby on TV, yet this show is beneath you or whatnot. Okay, once again, I don't got no issues with you, Ayo Rashawn. But let me just say this: I don't see where. Now, granted, now playing devil's advocate. Now, Ike, once again, I'm sorry. Bobby, I Love You Per was indeed a tacky show or whatnot. It was totally ratchet and uncouth. But what Ike role played on the show was not none of that. Ike was the one that broke it up and gave the classiness and all that. He wasn't darn just kissing kissing. He wasn't darn kissing Bobby's ass like old boy. What's his name? Crouton. Literally got on the floor and kissed Bobby's behind on TV to to get a chain or whatnot. Other folks was doing all this fighting and all this. I kept the classy the whole time and still managed to make it in the top 10. End up leaving at number 8. So that goes to show that he didn't have to put on all the theatrics to show that he was a good contender. Now, I would say this, since they brought up Bobby, I Love You Per. Now, we could have did without the darn. Now, it's like of all the scenes that you decided to darn flake on, you could have darn flaked on that stripper scene. Now, boo, you ain't got no moves. I'm just going to be the one to tell you whatever that darn stripper dance tease is. And it's like you was in Atlanta for 8 years. You telling me you didn't darn go sneak down? You didn't sneak down to darn Mooney's class to get some darn a little darn dance number routine on. And then my thing is this: I was like, and then you supposed to be from Louisiana, but see, you ain't from New Orleans. You from darn Donaldsonville, so I guess that's why you ain't got natural bounce rhythm or whatnot. Cause I was like, now that was the most darn hilarious and tacky part that Ike played on that show. But still, it was on Zeus. It elevated his platform, quadrupled his darn viewership. He still got to maintain his classy demeanor, not having to act uncouth, not having to go out of character just for the sake of stardom. Unlike other folks who have to act the monkey in the ass just to get darn 2 views. Y'all blame this shit on Ike for y'all's viewership going down. But it's like if y'all stuff was really darn worth it, hundreds of people would have stayed through the darn miss. Y'all looked up through the algorithm and got darn 10K the first time. But by the time we got to episodes 3 to 6, there wasn't really nothing else to show. I mean, once again, the only thing we saw was darn Rico and Freya going at it. We saw some great performances, but it was just the way it was edited and stuff. It was like, it is what it is. Like I said, y'all blame y'all sorry ass producer, and that includes your handsome ass, because I didn't even know you was a part of production, whatever your name is. But you over here, darn allowing everybody to drag Ike through the darn mud. And once again, why did this situation have to be brought up? You spent 20 minutes bringing up episode 2 being deleted. Like, this could have been, like, you did your whole cast a disservice. You took away 20% of the time to speak about somebody who's not even a part of the darn show because you got personal grievances with the darn people. And because you can't darn maintain professionalism and darn pay the situation does and be like, well, it was fucked up. Now, I'm not saying that you know, you can't have your feelings, but it's a way to conduct yourself as a host. And this was just, like I said, very tacky and uncouth to say the least. That you darn throwing out personal jabs and insults. All this could have been left off darn camera. I felt like this was another darn gaslighting darn type of statements being made. Because even in the comments, like, I'm seeing that they darn took time to edit, talking about, you know, we still persevered in spite of people sabotaging the show. No, y'all sabotage y'all own motherfucking selves. The fact that y'all two lazy motherfuckers couldn't darn edit out 3 minutes and darn chose a different scene for Tay G at the expense of everybody. And then everybody's darn looking at this person saying, oh, well, you should have just took one for the team. I don't give a damn if you had an issue with the producer, this, that, and the third. It's like, we are your friends and this, that, and the third. But if you was a friend to him, why isn't y'all looking at it from the perspective of where he's coming through? Because this shit is coming off mighty one-sided. And the only person who actually darn gonna play devil's advocate instantly got shut down. Tay G was trying to play devil's advocate. And then this is where the host pissed me the fuck off. The darn host actually darn going dismiss Tay G off the stage for simply darn presenting Ike's side of the darn situation. So you have somebody that simply disagrees with you, and you as a host felt the need to darn dismiss him behind that? Like, really? Like, that right there just put a whole bad taste in my mouth. Like, Rico, you know you my good sis or whatnot. Tay G, I guess you my darn brother-in-law by proxy of Rico Cassidy. But if y'all coming back for season 2, honey, I won't be. I'll tell y'all right now, I won't be reviewing this shit. So to the 20 people that darn watch my little stuff, as far as this darn show is concerned, it's like, honey, y'all just gonna have to catch me over on Chasing. What else am I still gonna be reviewing? Hell, that's it. The Heights, whenever it comes out, the Heights supposed to be out. I don't know. I got to reach out to Domain. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Heights. The Circle, I will be reviewing that. Now, granted, we just got to get Lester on the punctuality schedule. But even with Lester, I ain't never seen Lester darn break the fourth wall and act like darn this. Now, this just darn like I said, put a bad taste in my mouth. Like I said, this is a sad situation all the way around. Because like I said, everybody is talented. And this did not do nothing but just cause unnecessary darn you know, drama. Once again, and then it's like everything done calm down because they done take this recently. The show done been off for a couple months as far as the last episode. And we know they done filmed this shit last year. So it's like, y'all is bringing up this darn situation. Now, granted, the striking down of the video was more recent. That was over a couple months ago. But still, the fact that you felt the need to bring this shit up and take away the time that these folks could have darn highlighted the other stuff, like I said, was darn tacky. And then y'all saying that the person ain't this, that, and the third. But they was relevant enough for y'all to spend a fifth of the damn show talking about a person who is not even a part of the cast. So what does that say about y'all? And what does that say about him? That goes to show that he really is that mug where y'all got his whole name in his mouth and he ain't done nothing but simply send a letter out through his team to your producer just to edit him out. And because your producer was too lazy to edit out 3 minutes, y'all want to be in y'all feelings, but then y'all want to say that y'all friends. How the fuck is y'all truly friends? And I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but you know, sometimes you got to repeat shit multiple times for people to understand, especially with my southern ass. I understand I don't make it easy with my damn accent, but yeah, it's like if y'all was really looking at it from his perspective, why haven't I heard any of y'all hold y'all producers accountable on simply not editing out the 3-minute clip? That would have solved the whole situation. And if that, now I don't think it would have saved the trajectory of the show. Y'all saying y'all lost viewers behind that, but it's like, once again, y'all still got episode 3 out within 2 weeks. Y'all telling me that just because it took y'all 2 weeks to get the other episode out, y'all couldn't get past 1,000 views? Bullshit. And darn on Lester is proof of that. Lester drops an episode, once every 2-3 months, and still garners about 10,000 views? Darn, who else is darn on? Hell, we ain't even seen what happened to Alan over there with G Status. G Status is still up in the air. But best believe whenever they drop down, the shit been years, and they will still get thousands upon thousands of views. That goes to show, if the darn substance is there, whether the substance be ratchetness or whatnot, it's like, if the viewers are entertained and want to see the shit, they would darn still see the shit. It don't matter how long it takes. And once again, like I said, Nunu is known for dropping shit 2 months apart, and we still rock with him, thousands of views deep. So I don't want to hear that bullshit between because it took y'all a mere 2 weeks to get episode 2 uploaded and whatnot. Like that's a motherfucking cop out. And it's like, obviously y'all wasn't really close friends like that anyways. And I'm starting to see the fakeness. Like, this shit would drive somebody out. And I hate to put business out there and stuff, but you know, technically he did put it out there himself. I can see why he want the darn gonna leave and darn gonna start a new and whatnot. Because it's like, if this is what you call friendship, I hate to see what darn gone enemies is like in the damn A. Y'all claiming friendship, and Coach Danae, you talking about you had a rapport with him on another show, and you how extremely disappointed you is, all this, that, and the third. Now I do appreciate the fact that you didn't darn gonna throw no jabs like darn gonna Io Rashawn or whatnot. But it's like, still, each and every last one of y'all sat y'all asses there. Now if they darn gonna hold production accountable, and on part 2 I will come and backpedal on the words. I don't mind darn gonna correcting myself if I'm wrong. But right now, based off of this whole episode, that was the main thing that stuck out to me. And not just because, once again, Ike is somebody that I have, you know, the utmost darn on respect for. I've been following him since G Status. He is somebody that is very inspirational. So personal aside, it's just like, just looking at this off of the principle of it. Once again, the solution would have been just to cut darn Ike out the darn video and darn just upload the video. So it was a lot of darn you know, pettiness, you know, on production part. And now y'all want to throw it upon the darn person for having the right to the autonomy of his image or whatnot. He has the right to darn say, hey, I don't want my darn image being on your show. It doesn't matter. Once again, business is darn business. And for you, and for y'all as darn artists, to darn act like somebody should darn just bite the bullet for your own self-serving interests. Once again, goes to show that really there's not no true friendship like that with folks. You just never know. Especially in this type of industry, it's real cutthroat. And this is the example right here. Because the fact that y'all did not even take the time to even reach out and darn really have a sit-down conversation. Because it's like, y'all are all in Atlanta. Atlanta ain't but so big. Y'all all know each other. You telling me y'all couldn't have darn just called him up and just darn just get his perspective on the darn situation and see where he's coming from? Y'all wait until the reunion to throw these darn unnecessary daggers or whatnot instead of talking about what y'all got going on. But anyways, that was part 1 of the reunion. I will at least be back for part 2. Now, I don't think they deserving of a part 3. Now, I would be shocked if they come back with a part 3. But I will be back for part 2. Hopefully, my good sis darn makes a late entrance and darn finally lightens this shit up. No shade to Tay. But even with Tay being there, this was lackluster. The most darn interesting part was a person who wasn't even darn there. But anyways, y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Videos on a more positive, doggone different foot versus this doggone tacky shit right here. Good night, y'all.